What happens in our brain when we're seconds away from death? Do our neurons fire in a final, desperate burst, or does something more mysterious unfold? For centuries, near-death experiences, or NDEs, have fascinated humanity. Accounts of tunnels of light, out-of-body sensations, and encounters with the departed. But what does science say about these profound events? Welcome to the third video in our series where we delve into the scientific explanations behind NDEs. While many view these experiences through a spiritual lens, researchers have sought to understand them through biology, psychology, and neuroscience. In this video, we'll explore the leading theories, from the dying brain hypothesis to the role of oxygen deprivation and temporal lobe seizures. We'll examine how these explanations attempt to bridge the gap between the mystical and the material, offering insights into one of life's greatest mysteries. Join us as we uncover what science reveals about the edge of existence. Before we unravel the science of near-death experiences, let's revisit the journey so far. In our first video, we explored Pam Reynolds' extraordinary story. During a complex brain surgery in 1991, Pam reported an NDE. She felt herself float above her body, observing surgeons and their tools, even hearing conversations, later verified by staff. She described meeting deceased loved ones in a vivid, peaceful realm, sparking worldwide fascination with NDEs. In our second video, we defined NDEs as profound, often life-changing experiences reported by people close to death. Common features include out-of-body sensations, traveling through a tunnel of light, and overwhelming calm, patterns seen across cultures and centuries. We trace their history from ancient Egyptian tales of the afterlife to modern studies cataloging thousands of cases. Now, with this foundation laid, we're ready to explore what science, neuroscience, biology, and psychology reveals about these mysterious phenomena. Let's dive in. Having explored the deeply personal stories and historical roots of near-death experiences, we now shift our focus to the scientific lens. Researchers from neuroscience, psychology, and physiology investigate what happens in the brain and body during these extraordinary events. Are NDEs merely a product of a dying brain, a cascade of chemical and electrical signals, or could they hint at mysteries beyond our current scientific grasp? To unravel this, scientists examine brain activity patterns, measure oxygen and carbon dioxide levels, and study the effects of medications or hallucinogens that might mimic NDE-like states. They explore why people report vivid tunnels of light, out-of-body perspectives, or overwhelming peace, sensations that feel profoundly real, yet challenge explanation. These approaches reveal both fascinating insights and persistent questions, as NDEs often blur the lines between biology and the unknown. In the scenes ahead, we'll dive into specific theories, the dying brain hypothesis, the impact of temporal lobe activity, and more, each offering a piece of the puzzle in science's quest to decode one of humanity's most enduring mysteries. One of the most prominent scientific explanations for near-death experiences is the dying brain hypothesis. This theory suggests that NDEs are not glimpses of an afterlife, but rather hallucinations produced by a brain under extreme stress. When the body faces death, whether from cardiac arrest, trauma, or oxygen deprivation, the brain's normal functioning is disrupted. In this state, neurons may fire erratically, releasing a flood of chemicals like endorphins, which could create sensations of peace, euphoria, or even vivid imagery. Studies show that similar experiences can be induced in controlled settings. For example, pilots undergoing high G-force training sometimes report tunnel vision and out-of-body sensations, mirroring NDE accounts. Additionally, researchers have linked the brain's temporal lobe, responsible for memory and emotion, to the vivid, dreamlike quality of NDEs. However, critics argue that this hypothesis doesn't fully explain why NDEs often feel more real than reality itself, or why they lead to profound, lasting transformations in people's lives. Could the dying brain hypothesis be just one piece of a larger puzzle? As we continue, we'll explore other theories that attempt to answer these lingering questions. Another key scientific explanation for near-death experiences is oxygen deprivation, or hypoxia. When the brain is starved of oxygen, whether due to cardiac arrest, drowning, or high-altitude exposure, its normal functioning is severely impaired. Hypoxia can trigger a range of altered states of consciousness, including tunnel vision, feelings of peace, and even out-of-body sensations, all of which are commonly reported in NDEs. This occurs because the brain's visual cortex, starved of oxygen, begins to malfunction, creating the illusion of a bright light or tunnel. Meanwhile, the release of endorphins and other neurotransmitters may induce a sense of calm or euphoria, further mirroring NDE accounts. Studies support this link. For instance, pilots undergoing high G-force training often experience hypoxia-like symptoms, including tunnel vision and a sense of detachment from their bodies. Similarly, climbers at extreme altitudes report vivid, dream-like states. However, critics point out that not all NDEs occur in hypoxic conditions. Some happen during anesthesia or other non-life-threatening situations. Could hypoxia be just one trigger among many? As we continue, we'll explore additional theories that delve deeper into the brain's role in shaping these profound experiences. Temporal lobe seizures are a type of epilepsy that originates in the temporal lobe of the brain, a region crucial for processing sensory information, emotions, and memories. During these seizures, individuals often experience intense, dream-like states, including vivid hallucinations, feelings of déjà vu, and even out-of-body sensations, experiences strikingly similar to those reported in near-death experiences, or NDEs. Some researchers propose that NDEs might be a form of temporal lobe seizure triggered by the extreme stress or oxygen deprivation of a near-death event, activating this sensitive brain area. For example, studies have shown that electrically stimulating the temporal lobe can induce out-of-body experiences, visions of light, or a sense of presence, mirroring classic NDE accounts. Additionally, people with temporal lobe epilepsy frequently report mystical or spiritual experiences during seizures, suggesting a neurological basis for such phenomena. However, critics argue that not all NDEs involve seizure-like activity, and many occur in individuals with no history of epilepsy. Furthermore, the profound life changes often reported after NDEs, such as increased empathy or a new outlook on life, are not typically associated with seizures. Could temporal lobe seizures be just one piece of the puzzle? As we explore further, we'll examine other theories that might help complete the picture. While the dying brain hypothesis and oxygen deprivation provide compelling explanations for near-death experiences, they are far from the only scientific theories attempting to unravel this mystery. Let's dive into some other fascinating perspectives that researchers have put forward to shed light on these profound events. One intriguing idea is the neurotransmitter hypothesis. This theory posits that during moments of extreme stress or near death, the brain unleashes a cascade of chemicals, such as endorphins, serotonin, or even dimethyltryptamine, commonly known as DMT. These substances might trigger altered states of consciousness, producing the vivid hallucinations, tunnel visions, and overwhelming peace often described in NDEs. Research has detected elevated levels of these neurotransmitters in some individuals post-NDE, offering a tantalizing clue to their role. Another explanation centers on the temporal parietal junction, a critical brain region where sensory information integrates with our sense of self. Disruptions here, whether from trauma, oxygen loss, or extreme conditions, could lead to out-of-body experiences or a detachment from the physical body, hallmarks of many NDE accounts. More speculative are quantum theories, suggesting consciousness might operate at a quantum level. Proponents argue this could account for perceptions beyond the body, though evidence remains elusive and debate fierce. Together, these diverse theories underscore the complexity of NDEs, fueling an ongoing scientific quest to decode this enigmatic human experience. While scientific theories offer intriguing explanations for near-death experiences, they are not without limitations. For instance, the dying brain hypothesis struggles to account for the consistency of NDEs across cultures and the profound, lasting transformations reported by many experiencers. Oxygen deprivation and temporal lobe seizures can explain some aspects, but not all NDEs occur under these conditions. Moreover, the debate between materialist views, which see NDEs as purely brain-based, and transcendental perspectives, which suggest a glimpse into an afterlife, remains unresolved. Science has yet to fully explain why NDEs feel more real than reality itself, or why they often lead to life-altering shifts in beliefs and behavior. Could there be more to NDEs than our current understanding allows? As we continue to explore, we must acknowledge the gaps in our knowledge and the questions that linger, inviting further inquiry into this profound mystery. As we conclude our exploration of the scientific explanations behind near-death experiences, it's clear that while theories like the dying brain hypothesis, oxygen deprivation, and temporal lobe seizures offer valuable insights, they don't fully capture the profound mystery of NDEs. Science has illuminated many aspects, suggesting that brain chemistry, oxygen levels, and neural activity play roles in shaping these experiences. Yet the consistency of NDEs across cultures, the life-altering transformations they inspire, and the sense of hyper-reality reported by experiencers remain elusive to purely material explanations. This tension between science and the unexplained invites us to consider other perspectives. In our next video, we'll delve into the spiritual interpretations of NDEs, exploring how different cultures and belief systems view these experiences as glimpses into the afterlife, encounters with the divine, or journeys of the soul. Could NDEs be more than just brain-based phenomena? Are they windows into a deeper reality, or do they simply reflect our mind's attempt to make sense of the unknown? Join us as we continue this journey, seeking answers to one of humanity's most enduring questions. What lies beyond the edge of life?